started.
The realists go live. It's the playoffs, Paul. Who would have thought that they would have got here so fast?
Shit, every year. Oh, we are live with it. Shit, I think we've been live for a couple seconds now. But fuck it. What's going on, everyone? This is Totally Blitz podcast. After a long season, which felt like a short one, but after a long season, we're finally here to talk the playoffs. Last year, if y'all been with us before, you know we kind of maybe some weeks have some bullshit picks along the way, but playoffs is where we locked in. I think last year on the locks we went like 14-1 on all of our locks, like something incredible.
Something incredible.
Yeah, something that's insane. Like I don't think we missed shit, and I think even the dogs, even the ones that lost, it was like close as games. So like this is where we usually know what the fuck we're doing, locked in. So it's gonna be a good week. But and as always, go down, like, subscribe. I'm Paul Pickle Wyndham. I'm joined with.
Hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev Waterboy, his boy, aka the Donkey, right? Always the realest on the screen. And I do think it'd be crazy when the playoffs hit, because like the first week we'll both like miss a game type shit, like one game, and then like we'll be tied. And then next thing you know, like mm, we might both miss a game, but like the next person hit all four type shit. And then the next week, the next person hits we might both like pick the right person type shit. And then it always turns into the Super Bowl is either a tie or a motherfucking they win that thing. Like every playoffs.
Yeah, and then on the betting side, I do remember last year, like my prop bets were kind of like 50-50 throughout the year. Like it was like an NBA squad. Like I went like 42 and 42 type shit, like right at 500. And then in the playoffs, I went like, I want to say like 18-3 or something. And something I was like, bro, like I just remember making so much money in the playoffs. Like, bro, I'm just seeing the field. I watch Blue Lock, bro. I'm in the fucking flow right now. Ego mode.
That nigga visual. I can see it, man. But I'm not, man. Shout out to playoffs. So Paul, let me know. What's your end of the season bets was looking like? You cash anything?
I did have the Detroit Lions to win the division. That cashed already for me. Baltimore Ravens to win division. That was a long ride. I didn't think they're gonna do it towards the end of the year, or middle of the year at least. That ended up cashing for me. Uh, my
You
Jaden
ain't
Daniels rookie of the year. I'm just kind of hoping that he still gets it because Bo Nix did end the season good, but I still think he probably gets enough to get it.
you ain't bet the over on Jay Jettas or Jamar Chase?
Nah, I didn't bet the Jettas was a wild card. I did not expect the Sam Darnold to do what he did, but Jamar Chase. I don't know. I didn't really bet a lot of player props this year. I'm happy I
No.
didn't. 'Cause I know I would have took Tyreek over, and
Oh yeah.
so
But I think next year I'm gonna put a wide receiver parlay together, get these wide receiver overs to hit. I'm
I
like,
saw some people like it was like a $10 bet and they won like 100,000 at the end of the year, and it was like something that wasn't too. It was nothing too crazy. It was like Derrick Henry over 1250 yards, Gino over 4,000 yards, Jameer Gibbs over 1,000 yards, James Cook over 8 touchdowns on the year, and like one other thing where I was like, that wasn't too crazy. Like they won a 100K off of $10.
they snap. Yeah, I was about to say all those hit and those weren't like, yeah, those aren't like crazy takes like that.
No, I'm like like all those I could easily walked into that bet. Like, yeah,
I
James.
think the J- I think the Jameer Gibbs one would have been scary because of David Montgomery, but I think he might have hit 1K last year. He was really close. He was like 870 something.
Yeah, that one probably would have been the scariest one for me out of all. But like the Gino and the Derrick Henry, I'm like, yeah, I would have told you that at the beginning of the year. He's gonna hit 4,000, and he's probably gonna get over 1250.
Yeah, I would probably want to put the Geno in there because I would, be like, I might not have wrote. I might have been the person that wrote him that letter that he ain't cast.
So you know what I mean? I would have felt so good about Tyreek. I would have had Tyreek over 1,000 in there.
No, I would have had Kirk over 4,000. I
Oh
would
yeah,
have,
Kirk
I would
would
have
have
bet the
fucked me
house.
this year. Kirk would have.
I would have bet the house, and I would look
When they
crazy.
benched Kirk, I would have been up in arms if I would. I would have been like, "What the fuck? This is why your franchise is the way it is." I would have been big Kirk Cousins fan.
Oh man, but that's funny. But it's another playoffs, Paul. I'm on the couch.
Welcome.
So close. One game, overtime, could have did it. But I mean, well, technically two games. But two overtime games to lose the season. And I got my famous psycho jersey on to let
Oh,
niggas,
psycho mode.
yeah, to let niggas know that like, yes, I'm that insane motherfucker. Because people say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing every year and expecting a different result. I
True.
walk in this bitch, I pick the Falcons every game. I talk shit back to the Buck fans. Y'all ain't shit. Fuck y'all niggas. Y'all ain't gonna win the division. Kirk Cousins gonna drop. Kirk Cousins gonna put that thing on you when he see you, which I was right about. I was right about
He did
Tua.
that. He did that. That was the only team he showed up for.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I appreciate you looking out, but like, come on, kid. You could have. There's some teams you could have beat. Shouldn't have lost to the Saints twice. We shouldn't have lost to the Saints. Should have lost to the Panthers. But hey, it's cool. But this is gonna be a fun playoffs. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time analyzing the defense and seeing how defense wins championships. This since there's so many less games.
Yeah, a lot, and all the games are probably solo screen, so we're even be like locked in, locked in. But
That's
even
the best part.
even before we jump into the playoffs, as always, like clockwork, them AP honors started dropping right before the playoffs to give you a little teaser, give the NFL fans something to talk about because all like everything to be talked about has already been talked about. All the teams are set, the games are ready, just waiting for them to kick off at this point. So now we got the first team announced, all pro offense and all pro defense, and there's a couple names not on the list that has definitely moved some lines in some betting books for who's going to win the big awards.
I'm not gonna lie. From quarterback to left tackle, I think that's correct. But I don't know too much about the rest the last four O linemen. Well, and Panay Sewell definitely at right tackle. I just don't know who about Joe Turney, Creed, Quinn. I don't know them boys like that. But
Oh no,
I think they got that shit right.
I would say I can tell you for a fact Creed Humphrey has probably been the best center outside of Jason. Even with Jason Kelly, he might have been statistically the best center since he walked on the field for Kansas City as a rookie. Because people were saying that he's probably should have won Rookie of the Year because he's the only player at his position that season. This is like 2 years ago that has an actual chance to win first team All Pro at his position as well. So Creed Humphrey, I know for sure. Joe Thuney, I'm not too sure 100% about, and neither the guards. Uh, I do know some people said Lindstorm probably should have been in the guard conversation.
My dog, he'll be on the second team. We ain't tripping.
But outside of that, I off top of my head, I can't rename anybody that I would just other than Lindstorm, I can't rename anyone else that I probably just like. Oh, you got to put him. Oh, Robert Hunt for the Panthers. Without him, probably Chubb doesn't have it putting up that season. But I'm not mad with the first team. This the big one on it is the Lamar Jackson thing because Lamar Jackson being that number one, the MVP. It's just it's gonna, if Josh Allen wins MVP and he is named the second team All Pro, and he's I think the same people voting, the same committee here,
Mm-hmm.
it would just be kind of shocking. So the odd
So,
books have jumped on everywhere where who's the favorite.
so this is where things get crazy though. So with the voting for well, we got to get into the defense in a second, but with the voting for the thing, it's not you just pick who your vote is no more. It's one through five because it's one through five now. So the thing is, those second and third place votes might be what changes the dynamic and be like, oh, this person got these extra points because
Well,
there was already close first place, and then they got more second and third
the
place votes.
All Pro team is also voted, and I don't think they go through five, but they voted one, two, they do first, second, third team, and
Mm,
Josh Allen got 18 All Pro votes at quarterback for first team. Lamar Jackson got 30. Joe Burrow got two.
nice. I think that's right there. But yeah, but I was just saying like that might make it even closer. Like that's why this race is so crazy. Like I got Lamar, but this race is so crazy because there's so many different ways it can play out. I love it, see it.
And then getting onto the defensive side, I mean, also shout out Shaquan, shout out
Big
Brock
shout out to
Bowers.
Saquon. Brock
Brock
Bowers,
Bowers,
rookie.
rookie. Yeah, different. That's a different cut right there. Jamar Chase, they should have paid him in the offseason because that price went all the way up. Jay Jetta still on the
Yeah.
number one, and he
Sheesh.
new quarterback.
Sheesh. They didn't pay Jamar Chase. Oh my God. Oh man, they finna be sick. T. Higgins shouldn't even think about a contract here.
And then we got the defense here. Some names on the list. We got Myles Garrett on one side, Trey Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks.
Monster.
Cameron Hayward, which some people weren't too happy with.
Really?
He did lead the league in batted down passes because they kept bringing that up, and he batted down like 2 against Lamar, which he was already leading the league with like 6. So now he got 8. Chris Jones, I think the defensive tackles is where I've seen the most complaints about. And then linebackers, Zach Bond, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith. Corners, Patrick Surtain, Derek Stingley Jr., which kind of was a shocker for me. Not saying he's not good. Marlon Humphrey at slot. Kirby Joseph at safety, who's been having a hell of a year. And Xavier McKinney at the other safety spot. Awesome.
It was those 2 picks that boy got in that game against Minnesota. No, not Minnesota. The game before that.
Fuck, who was it? The 49ers, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, those 2 games. Like, yeah, first team for sure. Yeah, but I like it. I don't have no complaints. Maybe I could see that Cam Hayward wouldn't be a complaint, but I really like the secondary. I thought Derek Stingley Jr. He there's plays where my boy get cooked, but he be holding it down. And then motherfucker Xavier McKinney was doing his thing. I think what was it, like 5 games in a row or 4 games, 4 or 5 or 6 games in a row he got a pick.
Yeah.
Jit was holding it down doing, and then this is the same team that like Jair Alexander be hurt. So like he be having to pick up some extra slack. Like he be having to play the number 1 when it's his time.
No,
Oh no, wait, he's a safety. I'm tripping. He's a safety.
The one that the one name that I know that people were complaining about was the defensive tackle was because Jalen Carter.
He was balling.
He was balling, but he also was getting a lot more double and triple teams. Like if they're going off like how Aaron Donald was getting graded, that's how people were comparing it. As like Aaron Donald didn't have the stats to prove it. It was just like this motherfucker's getting double and triple teamed on every play. He's all pro first team. Jalen Carter, Eagles fans all said like that's the type of argument that they're having. And then even defensive tackle for the Dolphins. We didn't have the best season, but like our boy Zach Zeter, he had like I think more sacks, more tackles, more everything. But it also was like I wasn't the biggest complaint on that. I understood more the Jalen Carter people that are speaking up on that one. But other than that, I didn't really see no other like snubs. Broncos at 5 people. They got the right guard for the All Pro first team, Patrick Surtain, and then even like the third team, Marvin Mims makes like the third team on one thing for I think, or maybe he was like punt returner. I can't remember, but they have like 5 Pro Bowlers. They have 5 AP guys.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the second and third team. Oh, but yeah, Marvin Mims is the punt returner. My dog, Jit from the Cowboys, Turpin is the kick returner. Chris Boswell, my favorite kicker this year, was the thing.
Oh yeah. Austin Eckler's ass made an AP team. I was like, oh shit.
For what?
Kick returner, I believe.
Oh, I was about to say not running.
Or punt returner. It was just for returner.
Say for some reason the rest of the teams aren't on NFL.com.
Oh, they might not have been like officially announced as people. Yeah, Marvin Mims and yeah, Chris Boswell, Jack Fox, Turpine. Yeah, seems about right for special teams.
And you know what's even crazier to me? The fact that you know how we always talk about the schedule makers and all that shit.
Yeah.
The fact that they put the opponents for next season out the week after the season's over and these schedules turn out the way they do every time is insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's actually great. I actually, because I'm thinking like, oh, they must make these like out. You put Russell Wilson versus the Broncos because Russell Wilson, yeah, versus the Broncos versus the Seahawks first game because Russell Wilson got traded. I'm like, nah, the Broncos and Seahawks are already set to play each other, but we're gonna put that game first, like type shit. I was like, oh, these niggas is nice.
No, yeah, there's a every season there's a few that are just like, oh, like they didn't know what they were cooking here, but it just happened to play out like poetic justice because now this matchup is like must see.
They just had the Lions and Vikings on Sunday night. Like, how did you set that up?
Uh, but let's get into these playoff games. We got what? 2 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, and a Monday night. So I think they did a good job spacing them out, so you're not stuck with like this week on Monday. I felt so lost. I was like, bro, there ain't no game. Thursday roll
Facts.
around. I had the Notre Dame game, thankfully, but I was like, ain't no football. Oh,
Yeah,
college, we cooking.
that shit fucked me up, kid.
Uh, some good matchups, some not so good matchups, but you never know with the playoffs. All these teams played hard to get to this point. Everything's on the line. We've seen crazy seasons in the past for wild card teams have done some magic. So who knows? We got some rookies in here too. We got some sophomore slumps in here. We got new head coaches. Well, technically new head coaches, but they've been there, done that. We're kicking it off Saturday, 4:30, Paramount Plus CBS. Texans 3-point dogs at home to open up the wild card weekend against the Chargers, Kev.
You want the long answer or the short answer?
Um, I'm gonna ask you before you give me either one. Were you expected to see Texans as home dogs, especially by 3 points?
Long or short answer?
Give me the short answer. We got a few other games, more I think bigger matchups down the line.
Let's go Chargers. I'm excited for this game, bro. You don't understand. I think as long as we had this podcast, we was riding so hard for Justin Herbert. Like the Brandon Staley situations, and I've been waiting for him to get back in the playoffs and do something. You feel me? Like I'm expecting this team to come out electrified, like real deal, like shocked kid that like come out there and show like, yo, we don't know what the fuck we don't know. Our coach got us feeling like we're the best team in the world. And we're ready to take we can take we're ready to fucking kick some ass. Like that's why I was so hyped that this game was first too. I was like, yeah, this game is gonna get me ready and set for the playoffs. I'm expecting the stars to showcase themselves. I'm expecting this secondary, because they said Derwin James has been killer. Oh, maybe that's somebody that could have been on the thing. But they said Derwin James is killing this season. I gotta go check his one-on-one film because boy, I'm expecting these teams. I'm expecting this game to be fun. I don't know how competitive, but I'm expecting this game to be fun. And then CJ Stroud's also gonna be there.
See, this is a game. See, J.K. Dobbins being back and healthy is huge for them boys over there for the Chargers because kind of with Harbaugh, everything goes through the run game. And if the run game isn't working, they kind of have these slouches. This is really, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be DeMarco Ryan. Can he stop the run? Because if he can stop the run, I know Herbert's still Herbert, but stopping the run, we saw for like a 4 game stretch where the Chargers kind of offense was not cooking the way that they were cooking earlier in the season. CJ Stroud having the week off. Nico Collins 8 with Davis Mills. He's showing he's all the way back. No Dell, no Sticks. If the Texans had Diggs or Dell still healthy, I think I would go with Texans here because we saw the Bucks drop 40 on the Chargers secondary. And I think CJ could have a similar type ball game, but with just one wide receiver to probably hone in on a lot, I'm gonna go with the Chargers here as the favorite on the road going into Houston.
Yeah, I think this game goes. It's not even on CJ Stroud and them boys. I think I'm here to watch a chess game between this offense and defense because this defense gets the Texans defense is not really let me go. I gotta pull up these damn points allowed. But I don't really see the Texans doing been too terrible on defense. So like I think that's what their mindset is coming. They're coming in this bitch to play some defense and motherfucking make and like hold the Chargers and let their offense like gain momentum, put together good drives, and slowly get down the field type shit. Because I think that's their way of winning this game. But I think if the Chargers can get going early and have that and just start and then have that confidence early and they're airing that bitch out, they're giving J.K. Dobbins the ball, they're keeping it a balanced attack. That's where I think this game goes. Like it's a chess game between that defense and offense and the Chargers offense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good matchup. Good game to kick it off. Both on the Chargers on the road, which is not. I don't know what the numbers are, but I feel like road teams are not the best in the playoffs. But then we got the Ravens, 9.5 point favorites at home with the Steelers coming into town. Steelers fans will tell you, don't worry about the point spread. Them boys are gonna get this win. They know how to play against Lamar. And I had that take earlier in the season where the Steelers actually beat them and all that. But then second half of the season, Lamar Jackson locked in. MVP race was going on. Uh, I I'm hoping that Russ and them boys at least look decent, but I don't know. I don't think there's any way you could talk me into the Steelers here.
Yeah, I mean, so I heard somebody say some shit where they were like, we should put we should put Russ, they should put Justin Fields in because there's no point in having Russ if the fucking moonball isn't there. And I was like, that's a wild take. But
That opened up that offense, I will say. If it's not
yeah,
there, they have a point.
I mean, I just look back at the game that they beat them. It was a very close competitive game. Like when the Steelers beat the Ravens, like it was very close and competitive. Like I'm not I'm not tripping because that's one of those games that could have kind of went either way. It was like 16-18. And I'm pretty sure these motherfuckers scored straight field goals.
Yeah, I think so. Five straight.
So I'm taking the Ravens and Lamar to come in this thing. They've already shown that we can beat y'all in the regular season. And I don't think Lamar's playing with like a bunch of with a chip on his shoulder or like a monkey on his back or something like that. I think he's gonna play good football because he's a good football player. But these are the games that makes the media shut up. Like, man, shut your ass up. Like, I'm gonna come in this thing, win this game, show that our team is dominant because it's not about MVP no more. It's all about winning this tournament. Our team is the dominant team, and make a statement because next week, because the winner of this game plays the winner of the Bills game.
Yeah, and for me, yeah, they do. For me personally, because I see they bring it up on everything, like who has the most weight on their shoulders in the postseason. And for me, it's probably Lamar and Josh Allen. It had nothing to do with they don't play good football. It's just their legacy is going to be tied to like Super Bowl wins as well. Like Lamar could have three straight MVPs. And if he just never wins the Super Bowl, they'll always hold that against his ass. Like, hey, he just never won the bowl. He never showed up in the postseason. All that shit. He could be the greatest football player to ever touch the pigskin, but they'll hold that under legacy. They'll be like, Mahomes is considered the GOAT, not you, buddy. Stuff like that. And same with Josh Allen. It's like at least Joe Burrow's been the one. At least Jalen Hurts. He's not even in the playoffs, but like Jalen Hurts, he's been the one. Everyone else, Stafford, he's already got one, and I just feel like everyone else is either young or like no one's expecting it from them. So for me, it's like
Russ, Russ already got one.
Russ already got one. No one's expecting CJ Stroud to go out and win one his second year. No one's expecting Herbert. This is a rebuild year for the Chargers. No one's expecting first year head coach Harbaugh to take them all the way to the same with the Broncos with a rookie quarterback. Jordan Love still this is like second full season type shit. So like I know they expect things out of the Packers, but he still has that leeway. Jalen Daniels is a rookie. Baker, they're just happy he's balling the way he is on a decent contract. Like they got something. Like so, yeah. I think for Lamar and Josh Allen, these first two games, this first game is gonna be like nut up or shut up, and I think them boys are showing up. Then we'll move right into that game. Bills 9.5 point favorites against the Broncos. There is stats out there. What is it? I might look it up. It's like rookie QBs in the playoffs. Um, I don't know what the way. It's just like they never do good. I don't know what the number is in front of me. I don't have it in front of me, but they people pull it out all the time. Like rookie QBs in the playoffs first game, and it's not that many wins compared to losses. There are exceptions to that rule, like Big Ben and other people, but got I think similar situation here. Bills 9.5 point favorites at home. I'm going big Bills here, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, but I'm not mad at this mother trucking. I'm not mad at this. I'm not like counting out this Broncos team. I think this Bills defense hasn't looked too great. The last few weeks. I want to say the Bills defense. Where are they at when it comes to points allowed?
Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels starting as rookies in the NFL. A quarterback is it hasn't happened since 2012 when Andrew Luck and RG3 and Russell Wilson all did it.
That's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's like top 10. The Bills are like a top. Oh my gosh, where the Bills at? Oh, the Bills are bottom one, two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so the Bills are a bottom 10 pass defense. I think Sean Payne's going to come through with a great game plan, and I don't think that they're going to get mollywopped by the Bills. I think the Bills are going to because they still have a good defense. I think the Bills beat them like 24-18 type shit.
I think Josh Allen plays smart ball here. Like we get the early season Josh Allen where they didn't throw a single interception type shit, and they just
Mm,
move the ball down, score points, and eventually I don't think the Broncos are gonna be able to keep up with like Bo Nix. I don't think they'll
but,
be able to keep putting up drives to match the points.
but low key, do you know that the Eagles defense is only giving up 2,900 yards of passing?
Oh, the fucking yeah, and there's two rookie DBs playing.
That's insane.
Yeah. People were saying
And
Quinion,
one of them's white.
yeah, and they're saying he potentially maybe the best slot corner in the league right now.
You got Riley Moss looking crazy.
Then, well, we're moving right into that game. The Eagles 5 point favorites at home. Jalen Hurts coming off the concussion protocol. They
They
said,
cleared him.
huh?
They cleared him.
He hasn't been cleared yet, but everyone's expect the line showed like the line being it is saying that he's probably going to play. But even Eagles fans are like 70% Jalen Hurts is better than Kenny Pickett. So they much rather have if he gets cleared, even if he's not 100%.
Yeah, but we don't wish bad on nobody, but Jalen Hurts with a concussion might be a little better than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, and then Packers fans, I mean, y'all played them. This is poetic. I mean, they played the start of
Rematch.
the season. Here we are now, and this is going to be someone's last game of the season. So
See,
someone's going to start and finish with the same opponent.
see us. So here's my thing, right? Us knowing that Brazil, with the type of environment sport spins in Brazil is, and then just I think it's poetic for them to play in America and they're playing in Philadelphia. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, there's no difference. There's no difference.
Get the same rowdiness.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. This is probably one of the fun games I'm expecting, looking forward to. No Christian Watson, no Jair Alexander. Tragic.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, they say he might be out for most of the next season too. But I think they've figured out how to play without Jair Alexander because over the last 2.5 years, like they played a lot of games without him. So I think
Yeah.
this is a chance for because but you have to remember Jordan Love got hurt in that first game and they were slipping all over the place on the field.
Jordan Love's coming off injury too, though. Too, he played a couple of early game and he took a big hit and they took his ass out the game.
Oh yeah, they said yeah, chillax, chillax.
Yeah, and
But
I don't know exactly what the injury was, but he is fighting an injury as well.
oh yeah, because they was playing for something because they had to. Because everybody chewed Matt LaFleur for his time management last week.
Yeah, so we got two people, one coming off concussion and one coming off a elbow injury. Limited throwing in practice for Jordan Love.
That's not good. So I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I got the Eagles. I wanted to pick the Packers because it would have been poetic to see them boys get the dub back and go. But they're not. They're playing good ball, their best ball, and they have definitely have the next man up mentality. Like I don't think just because Christian Watson, Jay Alexander are gone that you automatically write this team off. But I just think the Eagles just are too good at everything. They've only given up 174 yards passing. They're only giving up 104 yards rushing,
Oh
which
yeah,
isn't terrible.
after like week 8 or 9, I was like, yeah, they have the best O line, best D line, top three offense, top three defense. I kind of hard not to like take them in every matchup.
And they're second in points with 17.8. And you know how much the first person got?
17.6 probably.
17.7. And it's the Chargers.
Oh, good pick with the Chargers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're injured.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles here too. It's hard, especially knowing how banged up the Packers are coming into this game. Hurts doesn't need to throw 300 yards. I have a plus 1700 parlay. It's AJ Brown to score a touchdown, Josh Allen to run in a touchdown, and Bo Nix to run in a touchdown.
Nice.
Just those three things plus 1,700. I feel like very real.
I'll never wish bad on you, so I'm not gonna tell you what the first thing that I thought of in my head. I was just like, it'll be funny if I hear I fucking hate Bo Nix next week
Oh yeah, trust me. Then our final game for Sunday, we got the Buccaneers 3-point favorites at home, Kev, with the commies coming into town. Um, this should be everyone's expecting. It's the highest over under of the weekend, so expecting a lot of points here. Um, how are we feeling here? Bucks are at home here, 3-point favorites.
Yeah, I don't think the Bucks come out and play slow and crazy like they did last week. But I think the commies' way for victory or the commies' way to win this game is they have to be ready to shoot it out with the Bucks. Cliff Kingsbury has to be in his bag because the Bucks, I want to say their secondary has given up all types of crazy. The Bucks secondary gives
But I was big on the Bucks going into this podcast, but
oh my gosh, they're bottom one, two, three, four. They're the fourth worst secondary when it comes to passing yards per game.
yeah, but the more we've been breaking down games, and like nothing we said had made me like particularly change my mind, but like for whatever reason, I was big on the Bucks, but now I'm like, I don't know. I think Jalen Daniels is him. Like I think he's proven he's not like Bo Nix, where he kind of needs some games he doesn't play to his best. I think he is him. And outside of the injury to his rib that kind of slowed him down in the middle of the season, he's willing to put the body on the line. Like he's like I really think and this is a rematch from when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. First round, Bucks played the commies, and Taylor Heineke almost beat them. And that was the only close game of the playoffs for the Bucks because they went on and destroyed everybody else. And Dan Quinn knows the Bucks really well. Um, I just think the more I talk myself into it, I would think the commies. I don't have any dogs on the slate. I don't know how dogs do in the first week of the playoffs. Typically, the favorites win. I'm pretty sure, but if I was to pick a dog on any of these games, it's gonna be right here. I think I like the commies here on the road. Jay Daniels with his legs, I think this makes everything like in a close game. It's hard to like cover the receivers and then stop the. It could be like 3rd and 13. Next thing you know, he's running out and getting the first down, and now they're in field goal range. It's just a hard thing to stop.
Yeah, dead. I have to agree with you. I watched him play that overtime game against us, and we threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. He was very elusive, great pocket presence, and he got out of there when he needed to get out of there, and he limited the turnovers. So I didn't know that the Bucks were going to be coming in favorite as favorites, but they are at home, which makes sense. But I think they are the better team. But the only thing that worries me is that this is the healthiest Bucks team we've ever seen coming out. Kate Otten's back. Antoine Winfield's back. There's one more person that left there in week 18. He's back. So like this is the Bucks team that's coming in is probably going to be one of the best teams to come in. So you really, Jay, that's why I say Jaden Daniel has to win this with a shootout.
He don't need a shootout because Mike Evans is gonna be clamped up by Marshawn fucking Lattimore.
Oh yeah, they're back at it.
Marshawn Lattimore is gonna be, but that's another thing. Who would have thought Washington would be have Marshawn Lattimore first game of the playoffs? It's Lattimore Evans, baby. He's still gonna get him 2 times this season, even if you don't want it. I think that Washington shows up here. Give me them as a dog.
Yeah, I can agree with you, that one. I'm taking Washington as a dog on this one. I think I think they have a bag to get this going, and then they just match up so well with the Bucks. I think the youth is going to show.
And our final game, Monday Night Football, Kev. We got the Los Angeles Rams hosting the Minnesota Vikings, but this game will be played in Arizona due to the wildfires out in California. They cannot have the game there, so they moved it to Arizona. That I think will affect probably some of the fandom here. It not being fully in LA, but Minnesota is still a far ride for a lot of people. Minnesota coming off the loss, a bad loss to the Vikings, not Vikings, to the Lions to end their season, and the Los Angeles Rams had nothing to play for last week, so they took the week off. How do
Hmm.
you feel about this game? It's in Arizona. Is that going to play any effect into your pick, or are you picking the same team that you walked in with?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you letting me know that knowledge, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping the same team I came in here with because the Rams have that experience. They have that team chemistry. Puka Nakua has been balling. As long as this team is healthy, they've always shown that they've had great chemistry and they mesh well. And I see the stat that Jared Verse led the league or was like second or third in quarterback pressures, even though he does his sack count isn't too crazy high. And then that's what made me realize like, oh, that's where you eat these Brian is when you blitz the truck out them boys, the fuck out them boys, the Vikings.
Yeah,
So if they can turn just get the pressure and they can turn them these pressure in the points and make Sam Darnold quite uncomfortable. I think those are the three interception games for Sam Darnold.
and they did play earlier in the year. The Rams beat the Vikings earlier in the year. One of the few losses the Vikings had all year. The only other team other than the Lions to beat them all year, and it was 30-20 in Week 8. It was a Thursday night game. Also, Sean McVay, I'm not sorry, Kevin O'Connell, former offensive coordinator for Sean McVay and the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. So we do have former head coach, former offensive coordinator connection here going up against each other. But I don't know, Kev. You say you're taking the Rams
Yeah,
experience.
my NFC championship pick.
This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is Sam Darnold's debut in the playoffs. I don't think he's ever played a playoff game. Coming off that loss, give me the fucking Vikings. Give me Sam Darnold to have a big game. I think Sam Darnold hears the media, everyone talking shit, and how everyone's kind of saying the loss is on him for missing a whole bunch of throws. So I expect him to be locked in as ever, and the defense is going to just play really good ball like they've been doing all season. And this might be Brian Flores' last year as the defensive coordinator over there, so they're going to make it worth it. Give me the Minnesota Vikings take care of business on the road to Arizona.
Yeah. Oh man, that boy got the Vikings. I guess I got to be that guy. I'm double dogging, man. I got the commies, and then I got the motherfucking Rams.
You double
Oh,
dog.
Gotta double stop. Nah, I think I might end up picking a lot. I don't know.
If I'm going with my dog, I'm gonna have to. I only have one, so for my dog, it's gonna be the commies. And if I'm locking up, we can't do the Bills and we can't do the Ravens. It doesn't leave much on the table. Give me the team I actually bet on in bets. Give me the Eagles to take care of business. Even 70% of Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to be enough to take care of this wobbled Packers squad.
Yeah, I got the Chargers and I got as my lock, and I got the Rams as my dog.
All right, yeah, we split. Yeah, we're split on one game, so our pick's going to come down to Monday Night Football.
That's what we love to see.
But as always, appreciate everyone watching along. Go down, like, and subscribe. Thanks for the comments. I'm Paul, picking a win. I'm doing Kev, Waterboy Savoy, and we just broke down the wild card weekend for the NFL playoffs. We'll catch y'all for the recap and the picks next week. If y'all didn't know, now y'all know.